I think you're freaky and I like you a lot.
And welcome to the Artist Journey, everyone. My name is Wilfred Lee, aka Wilfred Lee, and I'm here with a very special guest, a good buddy of mine. Long time no see.
Hi, man.
I bet I left you a long time.
You what? You loved me long time?
Paul Stratford, everyone.
Hi, Paul Stafford, everyone.
Sir, how are you doing today, good sir?
I'm doing good, thank you, sir.
Alright.
I'm very good. Yeah, very tired. But...
Shows how gentlemanly I am when I can't even do that properly.
Yeah, well, it's, start as you mean to go on, is what I always say.
Fuck
so,
yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Oh.
okay, people can hear us. By the way, if anyone's listening, you can always ask any questions by checking out our Artist Journey page. And if there's any questions you want to ask Paul while we're talking about things, or if we're talking about something specific and we kind of mess up on the details, or be like, hey dude, it's not really that, you should check out Google, just let us know. I won't take it personally, it'll be okay.
The American Civil War started in 1865 and didn't...
Did it really? 1965?
1865.
Damn.
So, maybe.
Okay.
I don't know, I might be wrong.
1969 was Son of
Check it out,
Sam.
Google.
Google now.
Son of Sniglet.
What?
Hmm?
How dare you?
You're not allowed to say son, are you?
No, that
On
sounded
this show.
racist though.
Yeah.
Anyways. So yeah, so how you been?
Yeah, I've been very busy, thanks.
Yeah, actually last time we met, you were on your way to doing, was it a 10K?
Oh, yeah. I
10K?
started running 10K,
Yeah.
yeah.
So?
Uh,
How was it?
first ever 10K run,
First ever.
and out of about 2,000 people, I came 13th. So, not bad.
God damn it.
Yeah, it was alright.
So how did you get into something like that where you had no prior experience at all?
I did have a little experience. Like, I did some stuff at school, as you have to. Some, like, athletics and
Like
whatever.
cross country?
Cross country, like mandatory things like that, and then they made me do because I was all right at running. They made me do athletics as well, which was good because you got a free time off school. You didn't have to you could go off and sit around and then do a little running for a couple of minutes, and then
Yeah.
you'd get a whole day free from lessons. So
Wow,
it was good.
really?
Yeah.
So
Well, the
if
fat
you-
kids were still like learning about maths and stuff.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
It never happened in Canada.
No.
I remember in Canada, like it was used to be so cold, like but recess was mandatory. You could never stay in.
Right.
And then
yeah.
they would have to kick us out, and we'd just be standing with like, you put your hands inside your sleeves.
Yeah,
so it looks
yeah,
like
yeah.
Your armless.
You have to put it under your armpits. We played rugby like that. You have to put hands under your armpits
Yeah.
or down your pants.
Down your
Like
pants.
yeah, because that was just the only place where you'd have 2 layers of clothes.
Right. And then you go in a circle, and at this time, like we were in elementary, so we didn't smoke, but we just kind of jump up and down.
Yeah.
And then we used our anger to like fuel our heat inside us,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
fucking teacher.
Bits of hatred for your school.
Yeah.
Your PE
For
teacher.
the entire school and then the world and stuff like that.
Yeah. It's good practice for real life, isn't it?
Yeah, of course.
So yeah. Anyway, I got back into it because I figured I wanted to be healthy again. So
And that was probably the best way, right?
yeah,
Doing a
just
marathon.
do it.
But you can't just go. But you kind of is that what you did? You just went right to it.
I was like, all right, there's this race a month later. I
So
was
you-
in
you
alright
had, like, a
shape
month
first. I wasn't like
prior.
a walrus or something first. Like
No.
I was still going to the gym and what have you. But it was just like, if I do this, I'm gonna train harder.
Okay.
So I gave myself a month to train for it.
And what do you do to train for like a marathon?
You just do some running. You run
That's
run
it?
around. Yeah.
Just running.
Now okay for a marathon. I mean, it's the same principle as 10K. You start off with whatever you can manage. Your body's not going to be used to running that far, so you start off with maybe a 5K, and then you build it up, and you do it, and then about a week before, if it's your first run especially, you try not to do any running, say 3 or 4 days before the actual race, so let your body just recover, and then you can do the race, and you'll be good.
Yeah, that's true because a lot of people actually kind of mess up their body when they try to recover. There's no recovery process.
Yeah, you have to leave time to recover. So, like, if you're just starting out training, you should only do, like, 3 days, really, a week, or 4 days running a week. Mix it up as well. Don't just do, like, a run. You want to do hill running or speed running, or, and then you want to try to just do a long run once a week.
So you were doing particular paths every day?
I have, like, a hill near my house, and I just choose a different route every time. I try and avoid a lot of the old people, because they don't like to see sweaty foreigners running around.
So one day Hooker Hill, the other one Homo Hill, and then just go up and down. Each one.
I tell you, the speed I can get up there is
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
Just trying to
Sometimes
get
you
out.
have to run backwards.
Yeah,
just
yeah,
in
yeah, yeah.
case.
Just, yeah. Sometimes you just gotta, shuffle on your ass. Or,
Yeah, just like you're not trying to like raise your feet off from the ground too much. Just shuffling,
Right.
like that. That's funny. That's not an inside joke, by the way.
No, that's true.
By the way, we are drinking some pretty awesome smoothies.
Lean Green Machine.
Do you want some more?
I do. But
Okay, I'll be back. You
gonna
take care of this.
What am I gonna do? I'm just gonna.
You just talk.
Okay.
We're just gonna get some of this shit.
Yeah. Hi, people of the world. I'm gonna show you Will's sacred things on his wall. I'm just gonna tear things off his wall for a minute. This is Christopher Walken. As you can see there, he has taken on a new shape. Did you do this?
No, that's made by Sebastian Kruger. He's one of the most well-renowned.
Sebastian
artist.
Kruger. There you go. It's pretty good, isn't it?
How's your Christopher Walken?
I'm not gonna do a Christopher Walken. I can't do that. It's ridiculous. People are just gonna try to shoot me through the computer screen.
Snap.
What's up with that?
Oh snap!
Oh snap!
I got
Spillage.
the Hulk's load all over.
You know
my
what's in this?
dreams.
No, it's not the Hulk's low. Don't call it that, or else I can't drink it.
Okay,
It's
that's
spinach in a glass. So it's really good. What else do we have on the wall? Is this Mama Lee?
Yes, it's the original Lee.
This is the original Lee, from whence the other Lees sprang.
Yeah, I fought. I did my own marathon even before I was born.
Yeah.
It was against 20 million of my other brothers and unborn brothers and sisters. That we were all one, and I was one with them. And I fucking ran my fastest.
Yeah.
When I ran, I just looked for that one egg in the sky, and I fucking jumped for it.
Did
Here
you-
I am.
Did you ever run again?
What you mean, away from the vagina or into the vagina?
Just in general, I was going for, but I mean,
In general?
you can take it in that direction if you wish.
It's like, excuse me, where do I go? Oh, it's in the opposite direction
Yeah,
of
yeah,
the vagina.
It's actually over there. It's,
Yeah,
This is-
the other hill.
yeah. This is the one with all the bottoms. There's a lot of bottoms here. If you like that, it's okay though.
You sound like Louis Guzman. Do you know
Louis
who-
Guzman? Yeah, I do.
Hey man, I just wanted
I
to
just
fuck
I
with you, man.
just watched
He has a great accent.
yeah.
Louis Guzman. Paul Guzman.
Paul Guzman.
Paul Giamatti.
Yeah, I just watched that one film by Paul Thomas Anderson that's got
Which one?
that guy in
Boogie Nights?
Adam Sandler one.
Oh, Punch Drunk Love?
Punch Drunk Love, yeah,
That's
that's
a
got
great
Louis
movie.
Goodman.
Isn't that like one of those movies where it just kind of... It was made for Adam Sandler so well. Like,
Yeah, and
it took his humor to such a...
well, it just
his character
subtle
and
made it
everything.
subtle rather than like this is for dumb, this is a dumb humor. It was more like let's go more the route of like I don't know, Bill
Person Esquire.
Bill Murray or whatever.
Okay.
You know, like make it a subtle comedy. Like you kind of follow this one character through this weird life and these weird capers, and there's all this kind of subtle stuff underneath that you can really find if you look hard enough. Whereas like the Waterboy is just, hey, I'm Adam Sandler.
You can
I'm
do
good."
it!
Yeah, exactly.
I watched that movie and it kind of doesn't hold up.
No, it
I was a
doesn't.
little bit disappointed.
No, I know, right? Yeah, it doesn't even hold up when you're past the age of like 14 or 15.
Yeah.
It's just like, okay, this is dumb now.
I saw this one music video and it says everything you remember about your past really sucked. You have to admit it. And I had all these things. You remember like Saved by the Bell?
Yeah, Screech.
Okay, Screech, but
Yeah.
what was AC Slater's girlfriend's name? What was her name?
Oh man, I don't remember.
I want
any
to
of
say
that
Donna.
stuff.
Let's just call her Donna.
Yeah, let's
for
just
now.
call it Donna for now.
And there was one scene where she was taking speed pills,
Right.
caffeine pills, like to study
Yeah.
harder.
Yeah.
And then her friend came over and just like, you got an addiction, you gotta stop.
and
And then she had to practice for this song, and she was singing like, I'm so excited, I'm so excited.
You know what I remember?
I'm so scared.
Really?
Yeah, and it's just like October was like supposed to be this really one emotional scene and stuff.
Well, yeah. They did the same storyline in Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, where Carlton had like a bunch of speed, and then he's doing that crazy dance that he does.
Right,
you
the
know?
Carlton?
But yeah, the Carlton, but like in super speed style.
was
and
amazing.
then it's all about like taking speed, why you shouldn't take drugs to make your grade better.
By the way, Uncle Phil, he was the voice of Shredder.
Shredder, yeah. James Avery.
James Avery.
Yeah. He's
Not to be confused with James Lipton.
no. Who plays an
James
amazing
Lipton.
role as the prison inspector in Arrested Development, which, by the way, they're making a 4th season of, and you know who's making it?
Ron Howard.
Ron Howard's in it, but you
He's
know
in
who's
it.
commissioning it?
Who's commissioning it? Batman.
Netflix.
They're making it?
They are paying to make a 4th season of Arrested Development.
Wow, that's amazing.
Cool, right?
That's great.
Yep. That's the future of shows that weren't very successful at the time but have a massive cult following.
You know, I actually wonder, like, if they actually did, like, a Kickstarter, too, for that, like, that would probably work just as well. Because, you know, like, these days, you could put, like, so many amazing things on Kickstarter. Let alone, granted, if it is an amazing idea, like, just get completely funded by people just like, yeah, fuck yeah.
But, you know, Kickstarter, there's so many shitty, thought-out plans, and people are just like, I want to make something. And then they put it on Kickstarter, and it's not good.
Oh yeah, totally. It's like not shelled out at all.
And so it's just getting swamped now with loads and loads of like bad projects, and the good stuff's getting harder to find increasingly.
Right.
My opinion.
Because have you seen the Impossible Camera?
No.
It's this one guy. It's amazing. I gotta show it to you. We gotta find it. For people who don't know, you can Google the Impossible camera. Quick Kickstarter, and it's basically this one guy. He has like an iPhone, and you put it in this one mechanism, which is basically like an old school Polaroid camera, and then it takes your pictures, and then that's inside your library, and you put it in, and it actually takes out a Polaroid right off of your fucking phone.
Wow.
What is it called? The Impossible.
The Impossible, you've written there. There you go.
Impossible camera. Like that. The Impossible Project. And it's amazing. Yeah, so...
This is cool. A lot of this stuff's usually pretty decent.
But it's
like
one of those
Dragon's
things like,
Den, isn't it?
I really don't need this, but I kind of want to have it too. Like that. This is, once you get this, you are legitimately a hipster. Or you're like the biggest asshole. You know, you just have this thing.
Isn't that the same thing?
Can I take your picture? And then you just like take out this fucking... Like,
Yeah.
whoa, what are you doing, brother?
Yeah. And how much are they asking for?
I don't know, like 20 grand or something. Who knows?
That's a lot of money.
But actually, yeah, a couple of people are doing that too, right? Sonny's doing One for a Miss.
Yeah, they've already made their money.
Wow, really?
Yeah. Actually, the film that I was helping to edit today, they're going to be doing a Kickstarter for their film.
Yeah.
They made a short film, which is going to be like 40 minutes long, and it's going to be a Kickstarter to make a really good feature film version of that short film.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right on.
So they can fund things like lighting and what have you. Wow.
See that?
Okay, so they wanted $250,000, sorry, and they've made $460,000 so far.
They doubled over, and it's still
With
18
more time
days
to go. Which is a lot of time for a Kickstarter.
See how amazing that? Like, it's like a tower, and you put it on top, and from there it just takes it all out, and it's much bigger. It looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like, how hipster is that? Like,
It
when
is
you walk
really
around.
super hipster.
I saw this one picture of the ultimate hipster, and there's this dude, handlebar mustache, glasses. He's wearing suspenders with like corduroy, shorts.
Yeah.
But the thing that made him hipster was he was at a coffee table outside, and he brought like an LP record player.
Yeah.
And headphones, and he had records. And he was like listening to each one like that.
Oh God.
What's happening? It's so weird because like hipsters kind of slowly evolved, out of the blue.
I think there's
Not
always
really
been hipsters. I think it's just what is a hipster? Let's define a hipster. It's just somebody that it's really just someone who's eccentric, right?
That could be anybody, Tom. No, it's like
No, like who's like publicly eccentric. Like there was a guy who always used to wear shorts and sandals in my town. He'd just walk around in a t-shirt and stuff. It'd be snowing outside. I called him a hipster. He knew what he was doing. He was like so Either that or he was just a man with a really crazily high body temperature.
Yeah, I guess they were kind of like very counterculture.
Hipster, yeah, okay.
You know, they tried to define
Yeah.
everything that's mainstream and go
Right.
to, you know, underground, but now hipsterism has evolved into mainstream.
Which is
that-
the antithesis of hipsterism.
Yeah.
So that's not hipster then.
No, like hipster does not exist anymore. It does, but
does,
it's a trend.
But it'll
right?
find a new way to manifest itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And all our dads in the 70s were probably hipsters, and we didn't even realize it.
My dad had a mustache, so he probably wasn't a hipster.
No, if you have a mustache, you're
In the
most likely-
70s? No, that was the dude.
Or
the
a porn
dumb thing.
star.
Yeah,
Like that, right?
That's true. Freddie Mercury.
Freddie Mercury. Yeah, he had a mustache.
He had a mustache, didn't he?
Stalin had a mustache.
Stalin had a mustache. Let's talk about famous people with mustaches.
Hitler
Hitler had a mustache. Well, yeah, it was just like, you know, it was like a.
was a one stash.
Yeah. Salvador Dali. There you go.
If Salvador Dali and Hitler kiss, their mustaches would never meet. They would never touch each other.
Yeah. In fact,
You would be like
that's how you.
this,
That's how
and
you.
then like this.
That's how you make a full mustache.
That's yeah. It's called the mustache. Did you see Michael Jordan? He grew the Hitler mustache.
Michael Jordan.
Yeah, he grew a Hitler mustache.
Why would he do that?
Did you look really? He had a fucking Hitler mustache.
Michael Jordan has a Hitler mustache. Or
Back
had
in
one.
his baseball days, and then people were like, "Yo,
Baseball or basketball?
No, because he retired from basketball and then he went into baseball.
Seriously?
Yeah, he was doing baseball for a while.
All I remember is Space Jam.
Yeah.
And that was a cool movie.
You people can, you know,
Jordan mustache.
Hitler mustache.
Yeah. It could have just been one of them, like, it was a photograph of him in someone's Radio Times.
Don't be rude.
And then, you know,
Don't be rude.
someone just drew something on him. Oh, Jesus.
Tell me that's not a hipster a Hitler mustache.
That is pretty hipster.
Yeah, so just people who didn't know, Michael Jordan, just type in Google Michael Jordan Hitler mustache. He had
Yeah.
one and he's doing commercials. Be like, come on. Like this guy was balling. He was like won like 5 championships and he's like, you know what? I'm just gonna put a Hitler mustache on me and then I'm gonna see what I'm gonna do. And then you know what? I'm gonna do one step further. I'm gonna play baseball.
Yeah. Yeah,
You
yeah,
went
that
to
was
baseball.
actually I'm more annoyed with him for playing baseball than the Hitler mustache.
Yeah, he was balling that shit for a while. Look at that.
It's pretty bad. I don't know what
Yeah.
he's thinking. I don't know what is Mugabe. He still rocks one.
That's a
But
crazy
he went
one.
like a whole step further and just had it in the piltrum right here.
Yeah.
You know, just in this little bit here.
So it should be called the pill-tash.
Yeah,
Pill stash.
pill stash, pill stash.
It's where you stash the pills.
Yeah, where else? It'd be just like a little flap of hair, and then you can just pop a pill up there. It's Vicodin for later.
Yeah.
You get the Vicodin out. In your tongue.
If I refused to shave until I had a full-grown beard, it would take me at least 1 year, and I have like individual whiskers coming out, and my bush would be fucking exploded like the Congo. Like I would have a massive like pubic hair area. It would be.
What do you mean? Why are we talking about this?
I'm just sharing the thread. It didn't happen yet. I'm just saying, like,
What, do
for
you-
me, like, I can grow a badass neck beard, but I can never grow like a full on mustache.
What does it just?
Even if I could grow a Hitler mustache, I probably would just to say that I
yeah,
could.
but does that grow?
What, pubic hair?
Yeah, I don't have to ever do any trimming.
What are you talking about, son? Like, of course, pubic hair grows.
No, but like I don't have to ever.
Does it grow? Yeah, of course it does.
Yeah, but it doesn't. It's not like a beard, is it?
Yeah, sure, why not? If you shave it, it grows. If you build it, it comes.
Are you one of those?
Are
you one of
I used to
those-
be. Well, only if it has sideburns, and then I had to cut it off. Just give it a trim. That's one of my.
You didn't want to give it a Hitler mustache.
No, I should do it the Hitler on my dick. Like an angry, like a dictatorship PETA with like a Hitler
Yeah.
mustache on it. Oh, what if you were
This
going?
machine kills
What if you were
fascists.
going down on a girl and you saw she had a Hitler mustache, Hitler stash on right on top of her vagina?
I'd be like, we need to talk about this.
Yeah.
Is this a hipster or is this like legit? And if she says, oh, it's hipster, I'll be like, alright.
And she goes, now be quiet before I make you, before I poo in your mouth.
Oh, God.
Because that's what a girl would do if she had a Hitler mustache. Just saying. Just
Just
saying.
say.
That's what people do. C'est la vie, c'est la vie.
There's this experience from you. You're just talking from experience, right?
Poo?
In the mouth.
Poo in the mouth?
From Hitler Girl.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad.
No?
Yeah, you thought I was going to say something.
It wasn't that bad.
I should have kept going.
It wasn't as bad as I expected.
Yeah.
She'd been drinking green smoothies.
Green smoothies came out like it was like going to the Caribbean and you're going with those one water slides and you're just like woo.
Yeah.
Woo.
Mm.
I love how that comes out full circle.
Yeah.
Full circle, just
Full circle, yeah. Hella skeleton.
drinking Hulk lows and just poo-pooing in people's mouths. How does stuff like that happen though? That's so weird. You know, like
that people allow them to poo.
yeah, like fetishes like that. Like it goes so extreme that the only way you're gonna get turned on is by having someone shit in your mouth, or you have to shit in their mouth. Like that's the craziest thing ever.
Do you think do you think they're getting turned on by it, or do you just think they're bored?
Okay, I think it's those. There's some people that after a while
never...
they lose sensation. They lose no sexual
right.
motivation to do anything. That they have to keep
so
pushing
bored,
it.
Isn't it.
But like it's that one point. It's like when do you start deciding to like?
That's gonna be good.
Standing in front like.
Famine.
I don't know, like someone's lying down and you put your penis into their mouth and you, in the same time, you try to shit and you're just like, oh,
on their forehead.
How are you getting a blowjob at the same time? And unless your anus was on your belly button and you're shitting all over your dick and then you shit all over her face.
It's an interesting concept.
Isn't
thinking about.
Paul's one of those guys like I don't even want to think about it. He's just like. Really thinking about
I'm
it.
Picturing it. I'm just.
He's writing a script. In his
there's a
mind
way.
Right now.
There's a possibility.
Well, you
upside down. You're doing it upside down.
Okay.
Acrobats.
Yeah. But you would probably get on the person's hair. You would be all over their forehead.
Yeah, but that's all right. I didn't give specifics.
It's like you ever take a shit so bad you have to wipe the back of your legs. That's what happens. It's just like
I've never had that.
Son, you have to take more chances with your life.
Every time
you gotta go up and do something.
We've learned some interesting things about Wilfred today so far.
Screw that 10K race. Try to. You ever try
Actually,
to run
you know
full
what?
blast while shitting in the same time?
That's what happened to Paula Radcliffe, innit?
Who?
She's the famous marathoner, the British marathoner. She had to take a little cheeky poo. Because it happens. It's actually.
I've seen that. Yeah.
It's famous. This is a full circle again. You know,
cheeky
we're
poo.
back to running now, aren't we?
Yeah.
Marathoners, if they run, yeah, some of them. They can't control their bowels, so
they can't control it, or just like
they can't hold it in, so they have to have a bowel movement.
But why don't they just like?
What do you mean?
They would rather.
No, it's not a choice. You're on a race, right? You're on a road. All the way along that road, there's barriers, right, and there's people.
Right.
Right. You're doing a race. It means you're doing it for your country, or you could win some money at the end of it. Nature calls. There's 21 kilometers to go. Right? And that's what it's saying down there. And you're like, oh, shit, I shouldn't have eaten that chicken last night. Right? You're running along. It's like, what am I going to do? No portaloos. No time.
Portaloos.
Take a little squat. Do it. Get on with your life.
Yeah.
That's what they do. It's famous.
Goddamn.
Television.
Tel Aviv.
Yeah. That's why I don't do marathons. That's why I'm going to just draw the line at 10K. You can hold it for 10K.
Can you? Can you really for 10K?
You wouldn't start running if you needed it. You wouldn't not go beforehand.
Okay, I guess we should start this early. We'll just do like a would you rather concept.
Okay.
Okay. So you're running a marathon.
Yeah.
And you have to take a cheeky poo.
Like, cheeky poo.
Cheeky poo, like he said. Like the cutest little.
You say it like
the
it's
cutest little
Pokemon.
shit you've ever seen.
Right.
Cheeky poo, go! I choose you, cheeky poo.
I never choose that.
Would you rather do a cheeky poo while you're running, or cheeky poo off the barrier, off the side of a cliff, and everyone can see you?
Either way, everyone can see me.
Exactly, but which one would you rather do?
Off a cliff, because it'll be like I was trying to hit a seagull.
Underneath, I was flying down.
Yeah.
Unless you're like
it was nesting in the cliff.
You're sitting off a cliff and you're trying to hit a seagull.
Yeah.
So you're like shitting upwards or like shitting downwards.
I'm not quite sure what the question is now.
Okay, would you rather do a cheeky poo while you're running full tilt in a marathon, or do it off a cliff?
Yeah.
While you're in a marathon.
Maybe the seagull lives in the cliff.
Okay,
Therefore, it is below.
I didn't realize a seagull was in the factor at all.
There's
let
a
alone
seagull
seagulls
involved.
live in
There's always a
cliffs.
seagull involved, or an owl.
Okay.
Never trust an owl, okay?
Hmm.
Never. Or a dung beetle.
Dung beetle.
Yeah.
Yeah, dung beetles are fucked up. It's so
'cause
crazy
they have
how like
bad
beetles and
parents.
ants they can like carry like
Yeah, they just
100
have
times over
bad
the weight.
upbringings.
Bad brains,
Bad upbringing.
battered brains.
Upbringing.
What is that?
Upbringing.
A bad upbringing.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought you said battle brains and
Battle brains. That makes sense.
Battle
Battle makes
brains. What the fuck's in this shit? Oh,
It's green, so
I hate
work
my
it out.
life. I don't hate you. I just hate my life and everything in it.
Oh, well. Can
Yeah.
we talk about that? Do we need to talk about that?
Slightly.
Is this like a psychiatry thing? Do you just bring you pretend that you want to interview people, but you start with a little informal chat about poo and massive pubic hair,
Right, but how
and
else
then
are you gonna find out people's
discreetly
fetishes?
you discreetly swerve the conversation to your problems, and then we have to talk about it, and it's your way of getting free psychiatry.
That's basically what happened, right? Because I was like,
Yeah.
"Hey, Paul, how was the marathon? It was pretty good." I'm like, "Hey, did you know people shit in people's mouths?"
Yeah, I know.
And then you're like, "Well, actually, there was one." You're trying to bring it back.
Do you not feel awkward talking about this with the pictures of your mum on the wall?
No, because she's happy in that picture. So
Yeah,
she's
she is.
always happy and stuff. So
She actually looks a little like
So-
it's like kind of look when mums are like a bit like, well, he's my son.
She's like, boys will be boys.
Boys will be. He's
Boys will be
27
boys.
now, but he's still talking about poo poo.
But you know what's actually what's really weird now is like all these kids now, these new generations, they're gonna become so desensitized to porno, right? Because they have that free access. Like remember when
Yeah.
we were young, we didn't have that kind of access.
I remember like
Like how hard
I
it
found
was.
one behind a public bathroom once, a porno.
Whoa.
It was the most exciting time ever.
Was it a mag?
It was a magazine, yeah.
Do you-
Stashed.
Stash.
Yeah,
the
it was
name of
it was like in a tube, an empty pipe.
Oh.
And it was just rolled up. I was like, what's this? There's something rolled up in it. Dude. Oh, naturists are us. Whoa! I'm only 9.
Yeah.
This is weird. Because they were all fat and American, so I put it back.
Just to be clear, that his own ideas and thoughts and comments does not reflect Artist Journey or anything that we represent at all. So
true.
viewer discretion is advised, which I should have said at the beginning of this cast. So.
Yeah. It applies to everything that I say after your comment, so
Yes.
previous comments go unwavered.
Yeah. And kill all white people. Oh wait, sorry, you're here. Okay. That was bad.
Can I just say that the Paul Stafford Incorporated Alliance do not condone Mr. Wilfred Lee's thoughts or actions in any way, shape, or form.
Just to be clear, he just said condom in Spanish, which is condom. So he said
Condom.
they do not condone in these
Pues,
premises here.
¿Por qué no?
Yo no puedes condón, con tú es
Puede
una
ser.
película, pero
Pues
pero yo no
es
sé.
una película.
Tú quieres beber una cerveza, por
¿Otra
favor?
vez?
Otra vez.
Salud.
Salud. Salud. Yo.
Arriba, abajo, centro, adentro.
Oh, dice la biblioteca.
Muy cercano.
You ever get that now, where sometimes you already understand a bit of Korean now, that these days
Yeah.
it's like if you try to talk in Spanish, you would most likely mix it up a bit.
Oh, I do it all the time.
Isn't that weird?
I had
Sometimes
an
like some Korean words actually sound appropriate for Spanish.
I said, yeah, exactly. I had an audition the other day, and they were like, how many languages can you speak? Show us. And I did a video, and it was like, hi, my name's Paul Stafford. I'm a British actor, and I've been working professionally in Korea for the last 3 years. 안녕하세요. 제 이름은 폴 스타프드입니다. 저는 배우입니다. 27살이에요. Hola, yo soy Pablo입니다. Oh shit, and then it's like I'm putting imnida at the end, mixing the languages up. Yeah, so
That totally slipped me too. I was like that sounded pretty accurate.
fits,
I was
right?
like, wow,
It fits.
because you were pretty respectful too and stuff.
Yeah. So got to, aren't you?
Wow.
Got to do that. So.
What's gonna happen afterwards when you can't even speak English anymore?
Well, I'll have to just learn Esperanto. That's the only reason people learn Esperanto.
What is Esperanto?
It's that international language that someone developed It's like a really basic version, a pastiche, I guess, of like really simple French and Spanish. There's a lot of Spanish in it.
Oh, really?
In English, and like there's about 20,000 speakers worldwide or something. But they were trying to make it as like a universal language to supersede English, because it would be easier for Spanish speakers and French speakers and English speakers all to be able to learn it.
But what about the rest of the world?
Just no one wanted to learn a language that no one else spoke, so it was failed. You know, and like a big
Right.
proportion of the world, just excluded Asia basically. But like a big proportion of the world, like the Americas would have been able to pick it up.
Right.
Pretty much all of Europe would have not had too much problem. Africa, any of the countries that have English or French as a second language.
Wouldn't sign language be the best for as a universal language?
Yeah, but I mean, it's all about how easy it is to learn, and supposedly sign language isn't that easy, is it?
I'm wondering if they have different dialects too, based on where you're living and stuff.
They would do eventually. Dialects develop over time, though, don't they? They're natural.
Yeah, especially with like.
They're just a natural thing of seclusion in small communities.
Speaking of North Korea.
Yeah.
Oh, you were saying?
Oh no.
I thought you
Are
guys
you
were
going somewhere with that?
No, I didn't see it.
When somebody from our filmmakers community is going to North Korea today.
Damn!
They got accepted into a film festival there. That means
It's a trap.
He's probably gonna get kidnapped. Like, do you hear about the South Korean
Taken.
director?
Right? Liam Neeson comes.
Yeah. I will find you, and I will kill you.
Paul Stafford, everyone. He is available. He speaks English, Spanish, and
Looking
Korean.
for representation in the United
Spanglish,
Kingdom.
Korean.
He speaks mixes of all three languages at the same time, if you want.
He speaks English in Nida.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I speak Inglés.
Inglesio.
Yeah. So
Anyways, you were saying about your friend.
give me a job, basically, is what I'm saying. So
Hook him up.
cheers.
Yes, you.
Coming back to England next month, so just,
For good?
No.
But yeah, are you going back?
For good in December.
What?
I'm going. Oh yeah, did I not say?
Oh, is it because of the Mayan prophecy? You want to be home with your family?
Yeah. No, I'm going back after that.
Okay.
I'm going back after it.
So you're just gonna find a place to do like
I wouldn't want
ayahuasca
to.
and
I
then
wouldn't
come
want to
back?
die in Korea though. It's a
That
shitty,
would be terrible.
shitty place to die.
As a
what I'm saying.
foreigner, just saying, as a foreigner.
As a foreigner, yeah.
Yeah, that is a little bit depressing, actually.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, going back.
Your parents would be so pissed too.
Yeah, they'd be just like, seriously, you bought your ticket and everything. You're gonna so selfish of you.
I don't understand.
It's
How
fucking-
did he die from getting his dick caught in the ceiling?
Yeah,
You know?
what was he doing up there in the first place?
Yeah.
as well?
How did he get up there?
Yeah, and then I said, well, I was chasing lizards, wouldn't I?
I tried to shit on a seagull, got my dick caught in the ceiling.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Mom. This is my letter to
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
You're writing a letter for them. Wait a minute. Is this a suicide or attempted homicide?
And then my hair fell out, and it was all. And then we did this samba, and there I was just trapped in the roof.
From the director of 21 Grams.
Pedro
Pedro Almodovar. Samba High. Penelope Cruz. One guy in Spanish guitar.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm going back to act. Maybe in England.
In UK, yeah.
If anyone will have me. So.
What is the acting scene like in the UK?
Really good, actually.
Is it
The
really?
industry's growing because it's
Doctor Who?
tax free. Doctor Who's there. He lives in London, thereabouts.
Yes.
Sherlock Holmes as well, isn't it? Baker
Yeah.
Street.
This is true.
So yeah, the British industry's doing all right. So I'm hoping to get a little piece of that action. Game of Thrones. That my aim is to be on Game of Thrones in 2 years. That's my.
I've been watching season 2. It's so good.
Isn't it good?
Oh, I love it.
It's my dream to be on Game of Thrones in the next 2 years. So that's my goal.
My dream
Achieve
is
them.
to be in a sequel of Goonies or in the
Nice.
remake of Akira.
Either way, both of them are going to happen at some point now in Hollywood and its
Yeah.
current trajectory.
Yeah, that would be my goal.
Good.
I want to be like Tetsuo, Kameida.
We should just make that. We don't need to wait for Hollywood for the big wigs.
Could you just do one video of just us yelling that stuff?
Yeah, like
Tetsuo.
at Seagulls.
Yeah.
What,
But
the
if I
birds?
was doing a remake, of course I'd be Data.
Yeah.
When I was young, I used to tell, because I was one of the only Asians in my small city in where I was in Canada. So they'd be like, you know, I used to be Data and Goonies. Like, really? Like, yeah. They go, prove it. I was like, $50 bill. $50 bill, guys. We have the money to save $50 bill. They're like, oh my god, it's it. I was like, yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah.
And then, talking about that, actually, saw you out doing your stand-up for the first time, didn't I? The other day.
Well, that was your first time, right?
Yeah, it was the first time I saw you do stand-up. So
yeah.
Some
now you know why I say these
some
things.
racy jokes.
Yeah,
some racy jokes.
It is pretty racy.
Mm-hmm.
I remember the first time I ever did it, and my first, I was like, what the hell am I writing? And I'm like, well, since I wrote it, I guess I gotta say it. You know, it's
Can't be bothered to write anything else.
And then sometimes people would just look at me, and I'd be like, yeah, I did write these things.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, I didn't come up with these just at the last minute. I actually sat down and thought about, maybe, you know, a good poo joke would be good right around here.
Yeah.
Anyone here like good poo jokes and stuff?
Yeah,
so.
everyone says yes, of course.
Yeah. I actually, last night I was at Tony's bar.
Oh yeah.
And I came up with a pretty good rape joke. So I'm actually pretty happy with it. I won't say it now because I'd rather, you know, do it in front of an audience.
This is an audience.
Yeah, you're right, but yeah, maybe next time. Maybe next time. I gotta work on it some more, I think. Because it's really, really hard to make a funny rape joke. And
what?
And one word of advice, don't make a rape joke about women. If you do it about guys, you might have some leeway there.
Right.
If you talk about it about you being raped, there might be some possibility that it's actually humorous in that circumstance. Just be careful. You know, you got to do it a couple of times. And
wise words from
some guy.
The guy that is gonna get his ass kicked next time he tells you.
From the guy who's never been caught.
Yeah. Yeah. Good. Good.
Yeah. Anyways, but you performed too, and I was like, God damn, Paul's playing some songs. He's playing some Radiohead too.
Oh yeah.
Too. Yeah. Jigsaw. That was a great song.
Yeah.
I was really impressed. Like, dude, you were playing that whole thing.
Yeah. It's not bad.
Yeah.
It's a lot of practice, and I'm also gonna do stand up in the next couple of months as well.
Really?
Yeah,
dude,
yeah. I did it once, and it didn't go badly. It didn't go amazingly well. I didn't bomb, which was the most I could have asked for the first time. People listened intently, but they didn't really laugh. Yeah. So it was more like an old man telling stories, and people were just like, okay, he's talking again.
I would call that a bomb.
No, because the bomb for me in my mind is like people don't pay attention and they start talking. Yeah. Or they boo you.
Well, okay, that's true. I'm from how I see it these days. It's like if there's no type of emotional reaction from an audience, even to the point of indifference. Yeah. Like even if they're not even like oh, or they're like what? You know, then
I think there's a couple of oh moments. I had a joke about if other countries other than the British made nature shows, how would the sex scene go? Because in the British, it's all like proper stiff upper lip, like, and now the male lion sets his penis into the women's vagina. Can't even say the words properly. Yeah. And then if you had like the Japanese were making one, it'd just be 5 lions jizzing on the female lion's face. And how like maybe that we're not getting the real truth about animal sex.
So are you talking about like animal bukkake from Japan?
Yeah. I'm just talking about...
And they were narrated like a...
What I want to see is the truth about animal procreation. You know, the British make it look like... Because the BBC are the ones making all the animal shows these days. They make it look like it's all like, missionary position. It's all prim and proper.
That's true.
But I believe, because I saw 2 male ducks trying to rape a female duck, that there's a lot more to it.
You saw that?
Yeah.
Really?
It was disturbing.
Where? Was it in the park?
My university. A place of learning. 2 male ducks raping a female duck.
How did you... Okay, so what happened? Can you describe in full detail?
No, I don't want to relive those moments because it's a bad time.
Okay, here's the thing, Paul. Wait. Before you finish, I'm sorry I have to interrupt you. You were just describing a joke that you said about, the British narrating, nature and all these animals and stuff. And then you came up with this Weinstein story of an actual true event of 2 male ducks trying to rape a female duck in a place of learning. That is the perfect premise. If you just
That's
say
a good premise.
If you just
There you
say
go.
that story, like, it's people, there's something that people cannot make that shit up.
Yeah, that's true.
And if someone takes that, that's totally fucking Paul's life experience.
This is on record right now. That joke comes out even in a better form than I could tell it. Then good job.
Just to be clear,
for stealing my joke.
This guy saw 2 male ducks raping a female duck, and he lived to tell about it.
Horrific.
That's pretty amazing.
Horrific.
That's how you pitch a story. In a place of learning. Yeah, like
it's a place of learning.
Oh, that's
supposed to be
amazing.
sacred.
Yeah, we don't have to talk about that, but think of
I'm getting riled up.
I think you gotta marinate on that. That's a pretty good premise right there.
I'm gonna get the Japanese though to do it.
No, you don't need Japanese.
Yeah.
Do it in Spanish.
But the Japanese, they do the freaky. They show it how it is. The warts and all.
You mean like?
I want to see the truth about animal sex. I want to know what's really going on there. We've been lied to.
Really?
By generations of nature programs.
Because
lied to blatantly, and I want to see the truth.
I don't know. But the thing is like when you look at a lot of nature shows these days, there's all like clearly like real blatant killing, and that's the only time you're gonna see uncensored sex.
Yeah.
Even as if with animals, you're still gonna see uncensored sex, which is kind of weird.
True.
And you're getting free bestiality porno in a way.
Yeah.
And you're watching this, and there's one guy, he's like narrating.
But maybe it's the pooing on the face thing again. Once you've seen that, you want a next level up.
I think the only animals that would do that would be dogs. Pooing in the other mouth of the other dog. That would make sense if dogs did that, because they like eating poo.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, they've got to be dogs that know each other already, though.
Yeah.
So yeah, comedy.
Wait, comedy? What's that? Oh god, what have we done? That's hilarious.
Bring it back.
Full circle.
What's your favorite joke?
Should we go full circle or should we escape from this?
No, I wanna hear what's your favorite joke that you tell.
I don't know if that's a good idea to talk about my favorite joke.
What's your favorite joke for all the family?
These days I've been really thinking about like if I actually ever had to do a stand up in a community center or like in a high school, I don't think I'd be able to do it. The only kind of thing I'd be able to say is like I just got into the subway, and after standing for so long I got a seat, and immediately at that moment when I got a seat, a pregnant lady came and stood right in front of me. So I did what any good person would do. I pretended to sleep. That's it. That's right. And I'd be like, good night, everyone. Have a good night. See you later.
Yeah.
Good.
Just
do my thing.
Classic play on words.
Yeah.
Comedy scares me. Because to do it, well, first you have to be funny, which is not easy.
That's true.
And then second of all, you're kind of like the most naked you can be ever. The most vulnerable you can be. Because you're up on the stage there, and you're trying to make people laugh, and of course, like, humor is totally subjective, but not only that, I mean, you're trying to make somebody laugh. If it fails, they're gonna kill you for it. If you bomb and you're like making a movie, people they don't boo you. They go, oh well, at least they tried.
They'll just say, trying to play music. They'll just blame everything on that movie. They go, that was a terrible movie.
Yeah, they'll say it's a terrible movie. They won't blame a person. Like there's more people that can take the blame. If you play music and you're live, you don't do a very good job. People go, they'll just talk over it, but they're not gonna.
Yeah, well,
they're gonna be like, good job for trying. Comedy, you fail that, you get booed off the stage.
Well, like with failing with anything, you're most likely to get booed off the stage. The thing with like music is the only type of performance where people will actually ask for old songs and request that.
Yeah.
With the comedy, performance, it's like no one will ever ask you to say the same joke again.
Yeah.
They'll be like, fuck, we heard that already, ha ha. All that intensity of that, how funny it was is already out the window.
Yeah,
It's
right.
like you listen to like Eddie Murphy Raw or something like that, and you like, it was really funny when I first heard it. Second time I was like, that was pretty funny. Now,
Yeah,
now
yeah,
you're
yeah.
just looking at it,
And
and
it
you're
doesn't-
probably like studying it now or doing different things. But you know, after a while, but just I don't know, with comedy it just starts to change. So the only thing you can do, the one fear, especially for guys, it's not that you're not funny. It just means that if no one laughs at your jokes,
Yeah.
and you're joking about, you know, picking up girls or something like that, then everyone's gonna see you as just being an asshole.
Right.
It's just like looking at this guy. It's like, so I just, you know, met this one girl at Soul Pub. It was like 2 in the morning, and you're like, this guy's a fucking asshole.
Yeah, right,
What is he
right.
doing up here? You
Yeah.
know, there's a few people that I've seen where they just kind of go up there, and you're like, oh man, it's like, I'm pretty sure he's a nice guy, but after this, people are just gonna think really different, and I'm pretty sure people thought the same thing of me too. So, this is how I learned from experience.
Yeah. When you get hate.
But I
mail.
remember one time, I was about to go up, and I was having kind of like the last minute jitters because it was at Yuki's,
Okay.
and Yuki's at that time it was like predominantly like a lot of black people there.
What do you do about the jitters there when you're gonna go up and you're feeling like nervous? What do you do to?
Well, for myself, I like that because
Really?
my performance, I kind of like being a little bit.
It goes into
shy.
your act a bit, doesn't it?
Yeah, I like being a little bit shy and kind of, because if I feel a little bit aloof and nervous and kind of, how can I say it, unaware or like not that self-conscious, to say some outrageous things doesn't feel so intent, like
Right.
like the intention is not fully there, so you
Right,
just be
yeah.
like, oh, it's just kind of naively, you know, like, wait, does
You
it-
have a very
wait,
naive like aspect of your like
yeah,
thing.
so if it's a little bit naive,
Unassuming maybe.
then you know there's some things you can do. Like I said, jokes where I'm just kind of like, hey, what's up? Like, you ever see this kind of shit in the birds? And they'd be like, this guy's such an asshole. How dare does this guy talk about
Yeah.
poo and stuff like that?
Yeah,
I'm just
yeah.
like, oh. But then after a while,
It's
like,
gotta be
I gotta
like
go back to
how
like,
do you make that persona, that stage persona work for you?
right. And
You
the
know,
thing is,
how do
you know,
subvert it.
there is kind of like I guess a double-edged sword for that, because in a way, as an audience, they don't know what to expect.
Right.
But as other performers around you, you know, and even for yourself, you always kind of expect to basically be a little bit open and put a little bit of yourself
Right, of course.
into the performance. But if you're kind of being a character, some people are like, ah, that's just like a gimmick. It's not really authentic and stuff. But sometimes, you know, it all comes down to like if people laugh and it works, it works. And
I mean-
sometimes you just. It's about it's a performance, you know. What I
Yeah,
mean?
it's not necessarily a gimmick. I think there's a way of delivery. Like I'm
Right.
I'm discovering like how I want to deliver the jokes, like how I want to tell the whole thing that I'm doing, and it's not gonna be my own personality. Because I don't.
But your jokes, like, that's the thing, you know. It is a little about showing your personality.
There's gonna be elements of my personality in it, but at the same time, I want it to be a certain type of delivery that I feel is more.
Yeah.
It more suits the material that I want to write.
Right.
So that's what I.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Yeah, totally, because it's totally dependent on the type of material that you write. Because sometimes you can have these huge, you know, polarized ideas that are funny, and you're like, oh, maybe this might work, this cadence, or maybe at this type of humor. But sometimes you write a joke like, maybe that's not really for me. Maybe I'm writing this for someone else.
Yeah,
in a
yeah,
way.
yeah.
Sometimes it's just what happens. You know,
Yeah.
you're just like, oh shit, should I
Interesting.
just start selling my joke $1, like a $5 joke? Give it to
Jokes
somebody?
for sale.
That'd be great. We should make a booth outside
Yeah.
and just say jokes for sale.
No one's gonna buy it.
No, because people have to listen to it, right? And they'll
Yeah,
be
yeah.
like, "What do you got?" And you have like, "Okay, I have this one," and they go, "How much?" And you're like, $10. Some of them is like $1
Yeah.
or 50 cents, and then
Well, what if I
then
just
you give
remember
them ownership, so they have that joke.
Oh, they can say they wrote it.
Yeah, or
You're like
they can use it. You give them like legal freedom. To
You're
do
like a
that.
joke ghostwriter.
Like just go out, you know, like instead of having like a lemonade stand,
Yeah.
just have like a joke stand.
Original
you
jokes.
You can just like, you know, jokes for sale, and then people come by like, what jokes? That'd be great.
I'm probably not gonna do that though.
Okay.
I don't.
You
I'm
should
not
try
gonna.
that.
I'm
I
not
totally
gonna.
wanna
I'm not
try
gonna
that.
back that on Kickstarter.
Kickstarter.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you donate $10,000, I'm going to give you the best
One
poo
joke.
joke you've ever heard in your life. If you donate a minimum of 5, I'll give you 5 how did the chicken cross the road jokes, and then
I thought they were meant to be original jokes.
Yeah, sure, but it's just like you get a new twist on the how. Come on, man. 2012, son.
Yeah.
We're moving on up.
Talking about writing though, you're writing, aren't you? You're writing as well.
Yeah, it totally helps in that sense. But you know, I know you write as well.
Yeah.
I guess in terms of dialogue, it helps.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
it's a different. I just view every type of writing as a totally different format and style. So
totally.
I don't really equate one with the other at the moment.
What do you mean?
Well, like for example, if I'm writing a script, it's all dialogue. If I'm writing, like today, I was writing my book, so it's more description oriented and narrative. And you know, okay, what can I you know, you can do a lot more with a novel in that you can espouse a bunch of ideas about the world and really focus on trying to mine a certain area of our society and try to understand it, which a script can do to a certain extent, but not much, you know, through the character. It's more about a journey.
Right, yeah, absolutely.
You know, and then, okay, I'm writing a piece, like a non-fiction piece, a travel piece or something. That's a whole different thing again. It's just a whole description. So I approach a joke. You know, it's like there's a whole format there. It's about the hook and then bringing the people in and then the punchline. And so I treat each one as a totally different format, like a different creative challenge.
Yeah, it's they're all like different sports or activities. Yeah. It's like making a joke is like fishing. You got to put the bait in there. You got to make sure it's there, and then after hook like a sinker, and then like I fucking got you. But
writing a book is like
marathon.
It is, and that's why I like running actually, because filming is like a marathon as well. Making a movie is very similar. So there's there's real parallels. That's one of the reasons why it's my favorite thing as well, because when I run, I don't think as much. And I'm tired of like thinking after, you know, everything I do is like ideas, pouring out ideas, and it involves constant brain work. So the running is like my meditation. It's very nice. But I'd say that each thing, even like writing songs, it's poem. It's a whole different thing. You have to be subtle and like have hidden meaning in there, laced in there.
Yeah, it's so interesting how like every dynamic of yourself completely changes, and you know, in its own expression depending on what medium you use and stuff.
I love it. Like if I'm feeling in the mood, I'll write a short story. If I feel in the mood, I'll write something non-fiction. I like that.
Me too.
Yeah, it's a different outlet for a different emotion.
I'm kind of turned on right now. How about you guys? Louder.
Oh, yeah?
I can't hear you.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I don't want that guy to be turned on because he's naked, sat naked at home, masturbating to this Ustream channel, and it doesn't.
Is that future
freak me out?
Future Bruce Willis or past Bruce Willis?
That's future Bruce Willis.
Okay.
Yeah, when all the offers dry up.
His like eyes are like slightly crossed. How did you know?
It's like the Marlon Brando of the. It's a contemporary Marlon Brando.
9.5 weeks. Yeah. Taking out the butter. Bringing out the gimp.
Yeah. I wrote some good stuff today, though. I was happy with myself.
Did you?
Yeah, it was good.
Do you have like a deadline for your stuff when you make it?
Not really, unless there's like something that I'm submitting it to. But most of the time, it's my own. I try to just do like 1,000 words a day, but today I only did 300.
Nice.
But the 300, I made them count.
1,000 words a day you try to do?
Yeah, if I can. If you think about like a novel, mosquito. If you think about a novel, it's at least 100,000 words, right?
Yeah.
So if you want to write 100,000 words, then you got to that's 100 days of writing just to do one novel. That's the first draft, you know. And I think, 100 days, that's scary. Okay, let's try and do more than that. And maybe try and do 1,500 when I can. If you're not careful, it could take you a year to write a whole novel.
Is that what would be an appropriate amount of time though?
I just want things to move faster at this stage.
Okay. There's
no appropriate amount of time. Some people, it's like 4 or 5 years between books, right. Which is good. You know, the quality is probably great when it comes out, and everyone has a different working speed. But for me, I feel like I still have like lots to say. So, for me, like 1,500 words isn't a problem. It's just not procrastinating and sitting down and doing it.
You know, when you're writing a story, for example, if it's fiction, and you have a different story, it's completely different, you know, with ideas and characters or scenarios, do you consider them to be related in the same universe or kind of completely different worlds?
They're the same universe, usually. Yeah.
Same universe?
Yeah. They live in my universe, and they're usually linked to some way to something that I've seen or experienced. And it's funny, like when I write... I'm writing a script at the moment, and it's not related directly to anything that I've experienced, but it's indirectly related to the area in which I was brought up, which is a very poor area of Britain in the north, and poor family and stuff. So, but I had a good family. I was lucky, but like, you know, all of my friends who were also poor had bad families, and it's more like about that. But then there'll be elements from my own life that somehow work their way into the story. So there's like, just to give away one little thing, there's like a moment where the young kid's at home and he hears this crash upstairs. It's like a doof, and it sounds like maybe there's somebody upstairs, and his grandfather's looking after him. So they go upstairs, and he's really nervous, and he thinks that like there's a bad guy up there who's gonna attack him, and the grandfather's like faint. He knows it's probably nothing, it's just like the house noise, but he kind of, you know, to give the kid courage, he's like, you go ahead, you scare him out, and I'll whack him when he comes out. And the kid feels all like, wow, this guy's amazing, you know, he's so brave. Like, I can't believe someone could be so brave. You know, it's ridiculous. And it turns out that there's something. I'm not going to tell you what it is.
To be continued!
But yeah, it's just that little moment. And I remember really distinctly from my childhood something similar happening with my own grandfather. So that works its way into the story.
Sure.
So I keep a very... like a very real bond with my characters and like the universe in which they live. You know, I want it to be as realistic to me as possible, if nobody else. Yeah. There you go.
Some wise words from Paul Stafford, everybody. Listen, folks, we've been going on for a while now. It's almost like an hour, so that went by pretty fast, actually.
Yeah, it did actually. Despite a
lot of scatology in the beginning, and then we went into the finer arts of the philosophical view of writing and making your own universe and in creating new projects. Comedy, right in the middle, around the 47 mark, wherever that is. Yeah. Yeah, so Paul, thank you so much for coming out.
My pleasure.
Always a pleasure, as usual. Do you have anything you want to promote or give a shout out to?
Yep, 2 movies coming out soon, The Inside and A Cold Soul. Both short movies, both going to be released in Seoul in the next couple of months. You're going to be able to see them hopefully online. Check out my IMDb page, it's Paul Stafford. imdb.me/Paul Stafford. And check out what I'm up to on there as well.
Yes.
And support a poor indie actor, filmmaker person.
Absolutely. Thanks. Yeah, so that's Paul. Check it out. You know, he's on Facebook as well. You know, you can stalk him there. Make a friend. You know, watch his films. There's going to be 2 coming up. So
www.facebook.com/Paul Stafford actor.
Great. See? That was pretty posh. Yeah. So... yeah, and don't forget, everyone, to like our page at The Artist Journey. Just type in Artist Journey in the search bar. There's a group and there's a page. Like them both. Join. And weekly, we do these interviews and podcasting, just hanging out with friends and talking about different ideas. For example, what happened today? We talked about a broad spectrum of things. It was like a double rainbow. It was so beautiful. And from that point on, you know, we're going to be doing these things often. So hopefully you can come back again. And
of course.
Talk about,
Before I go back to England, we can do the...
yeah, absolutely. We're going to do something. We're going to do something epic. So it's going to be amazing. So everyone, you know, just keep in touch and, you know, keep up word. We got a lot of interesting people coming up. No offense. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing. So yeah, keep in touch with everyone. So that's enough.
If you can get a still of this and make it my new profile picture.
Okay, we'll do that. I'll do that for you right now. Okay. Okay, we just did a screenshot of that. That was pretty brilliant. We should do that from now on.
I enjoy that.
Yeah, so everyone, so thanks a lot. Have a good night and keep in touch. Don't forget to like and share. We love you. Stay safe.
Watch out for bears.
Watch out for bears. Yogi Bears. Peace.